To quote 50 Cent, when it rains, it pours. And yeah, there's probably another joke in there about 50 Cent, but you know what? I'm not prepared to go into it here on this Sunday afternoon. Let's take it easy. But anyway, Alan McCoist. The comments are a few days old, but you know what? It's International Week. Break, everybody. Let's take it easy. Let's not worry about what happened last weekend around the exact time I'm recording this. I mean, it feels like a lifetime ago. It really does that week, last week. But yeah, Alan McCoist, he's been vocal about the gap between both clubs, and we'll have to look at it. We have to look at it. We're going to address it. We're going to address, is he right? I mean, the headline from this video is that the gap is as big as ever. I mean, it's not as big as ever, right? In sense of, like, obviously, early days of the 2012-13 season, that's when the gap, is massive. But then, you've got to hold that time to different circumstances, right? You've got to, in terms of level playing field circumstances, is what you could say, right now, the gap is as big as it ever has been. It's got to be, man. Like, we're following this once proud club that had all the trophies, the most trophies, every trophy, you name it, it is slipped behind. It's slipped and it's slipping behind Celtic. And honestly, it's, all good things must come to an end. And it's over, like, if you think of it. World's most successful club, all the trophies. It's all about acceptance now at the end of the day, isn't it? Shite as it is, troops, that's what it is. We can't hide from it. Can't go around it. Need to look it square in the eyes and just accept this is who we are now. And it's not pretty. It's not good. It's pretty pish, to be perfectly honest. But, we've seen it happen in our lifetime. Yeah, there's still time to turn it around, is what Big Stevie would say, right? So there's not all doom and gloom, but that time probably won't come in our lifetimes. I'm just being honest, man. I get it. There's a long way to go, and people my age, obviously there's a lot of people older, a lot of people younger, right? But say you're 25 and under, right? I'm 23, almost 24. Say you're 25 and under. Say you live to 85, right? That puts you, like, what, in the 2080s? A betting man would say that Celtic will be way clear of us. But things happen in football. Scandals, liquidations, transfers, etc., etc. Emergencies, a new team on the block. Things can happen to drastically turn things around. Things get turned around in the mid-80s for Rangers, and then into the 90s. 2000s were good as well. Not as good as the 90s, obviously, but, it comes and it goes. Every club has its day, needless to say, as the song goes. Ghetto superstar. But I'm just, reality is set in. You know what I mean? We're a sleeping giant, and we need to be awoken. But is that going to be in 100 years' time? Is that going to be in 10 years' time? Is it going to be when we bounce back for this international break? Probably not. But we're kidding ourselves if we think it's going to get better anytime soon, is what I'm saying. Anyway, let's see what Alan McCoist said. And I quote, "I can't remember, sadly. Looking at Rangers and Celtic's teams and seeing a bigger gulf, which is a major, major concern. Celtic have dominated, been better by a distance. Recently, I looked at the cup final last season. Could have went either way. The goalie makes a mistake, Celtic win. Then you look at the season and think, well, we'll see how it goes. Then boof, nah, Celtic thoroughly deserved the victory. I look at Rangers and they look lacking in leadership, lacking in direction. It's a big concern. That said, from Celtic's point of view, they've had a great start to the season and fair play to them. I spoke to Rodgers this morning. As you can imagine, he was in top form. They've got the Champions League to look forward to, whereas we've got problems. We have got problems. It's hard to say, but you've got to tell the truth. The truth is Celtic looks miles ahead of us at the moment in time, all over the pitch, particularly in forward areas. They look as though they've got boys who are lively and score goals. For me, that's the big difference between the sides. There's a lack of finance at the moment, but even other things like not being able to play your home games at Ibrox. I get there's been problems with steel arriving from China or whatever it is. Sometimes these problems are unforeseen and there's nothing you can do about them. But that said, it's just another blow for Rangers supporters. They're going to Hampden, which is the national stadium, but it's not Rangers stadium, and it's soulless for Rangers supporters to be going there. The good news is we'll be back in Ibrox pretty soon, so that's just another thing. The manager's under pressure in that he's got to get players out before he can get any more in, and clearly the window's closed. He signed another couple, so we'll get back, look at them, but nah, it's concerning. I don't want to depress everybody that's watching, but that's football. We'll support them forever. And that's a pretty key line there. For Mccoist at the end, I don't want to depress anyone, but, we're going to support them, and that's football sort of thing. And that's it. I've had numerous comments, man, over, the past 6 months, say, since that early March game. Oh, you're too negative, you're not a real... See that? It needs to stop, man. See, Rangers fans, not everyone... you get arseholes in every support, but you know what? Everyone just needs to actually look at it, take the tinted specs off, right, and just realise where we are, instead of having this delusion that we are somehow going to romp the league this season and win a quadruple, you know what I mean? And I don't even know what the Europa League final is, but come on, guys, accept it. Accept that it's gonna get worse before it gets better. It's pish, you know what I mean? It hurts, of course it does. But see these people. I mean, I get it. There's nothing wrong with being optimistic, but there's something wrong with being delusional. And I have people in my chats. Dessos is going to lay the smack down here. Did I predict Dessos to get 2 goals at Celtic Park? Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. I predicted 2 each or something, didn't I? But it's I knew deep down we were going to get scudded, and we did. And, I tried to save face and put a brave face on for the loyal Big Stevie Cool subscribers, and he believes and I can believe, but I didn't believe. And forget about league titles right now. We can't win a league title because we can't even win Old Firms. We can't even get close to winning Old Firms, and before we can get close to doing that again, you can forget about every league title. Last year was an exception in the rule because we actually got it pretty close without winning an Old Firm. But when you look at it, it's all over. And that's where we're going to leave it, guys. Big Stevie here. Giving his thoughts. I totally agree with everything Ali Mccoist has said. I agree far more with him than I do Souness. Souness seems to be drinking some of that Deludamol because I don't know what he is seeing on that pitch at the minute. But then he's there's not much in it. And then he's Rangers need to spend 50 million. See in our league, 50 million is... See in the Scottish Premiership, 50 million is about $1 billion in the English Premier League. No, especially for Rangers. Maybe for Celtic it's not $1 billion, but for us it's $1 billion in terms of if you compared it to the English Premier League, it's it's crazy. You know what I mean? Just because you spend it doesn't... look at Chelsea, man. The $1 billion bottle job, or the £1 billion bottle jobs, as Gary Neville put it. Obviously I'd take spending $1 billion, but anyway, depressed.